Okay, right, so question 13, we've got a table that shows a set of values for x and y. So we've got some different values for x, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and their corresponding y values down here. So there's some link between these values. There's a formula that links them, and it says y is inversely proportional to the square of x. Alright, so like x squared. Part A, find an equation for y in terms of x. Part B, find the positive value of x when y is 16. Alright, so I'll let you take a couple of minutes and have a go at those questions, and I'll do the solution in a second. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and had a go. Doing problems that involve proportion, sort of direct proportion or inverse proportion in this case, there's a lot of stuff that you need to know. So if you're not quite sure what's going on, you need to go and revise this, make a note and go and do some extra revision or watch some tutorials just on this topic to get more of an idea of what's going on. But basically, there are some formulas that we need to know for proportion. Direct proportion, so when this is the proportion symbol, it's a bit like a fish. People tend to think of it as a fish. Direct proportion, you just write y is proportional to x, alright? And then the fish always turns into an equals k. So you can see that it's turned into y equals kx. Alright, and inverse proportion, which is the question we're doing, inversely proportional it says. The formula is slightly different, and it's y is proportional to 1 over x. Alright, and like I said, the fish turns into an equals k. Alright, and k times 1 is just going to be k. So for inverse proportion, it's y equals k over x. Okay, and I've put special k here just as something for your memory to try and remember that the idea is always to work out k first in the first part of the question generally before going on to use the formula in the second part. So let's have a look at what this all means for us. So y is inversely proportional to the square of x, not just x, which is like it is in these formulas. We've got to use x squared. So let's start out by writing that y is proportional to 1 over x squared. Because we're doing inverse proportion, it's always 1 over whatever we've been told, which was the square of x, so x squared. Then we've got to turn our fish into equals k. Okay, so we would write y equals k over x squared, and k is a constant, so k is like a value that we've got to find. Alright, so how are we going to find out what the value of k is? That's always the kind of main point of the first part of these questions. Well, they've given us some values of x and y, and we've got 4 different pairs to choose from. So I'm just going to choose the first pair because they look like nice numbers, 1 and 9. That looks like nice numbers to put into this formula. And x is 1 and y is 9. So let's choose those 2 values, put them into the formula. So y, I've replaced y with 9 and x with 1. So 9 is equal to k over 1 squared. And 1 squared is 1, and k divided by 1 is just going to be k. So k is actually, it's just going to be 9. K is 9. Alright, so we can put that into this formula now. And once we've replaced k with 9, so I'm going to put the 9 in for the k, then we have our equation for y. So there's y, and it's in terms of x because it's only x's and numbers on this side. So y equals 9 over x squared. That is our formula that we are going to take with us into the second part of the question. Okay, so we work out what k is, and then we use that formula. I'll bring it over into the second part. So it says find the positive value of x when y is 16. So they've given us the value of y, 16. So we're going to substitute in the value for y. We're going to replace the y with 16. So let's do that. And now we've got to solve for x. Alright, so I'm running out of space. So I'm going to do 2 steps in one here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by x squared. So I'd end up with 16x squared. Sorry, my mouse just went there. 16, if I multiply by x squared here, it's going to go over here and it's going to times the 16. So it'll be 16x squared equals 9. Then we divide by the 16. So basically these two things are going to swap places. Alright. And then now I'm ready to solve for x. So I've got x squared though, so I need to undo the squaring. So the inverse of squaring is square rooting. So we need to square root this side. So square root both sides, and we get square root of x squared is x, and square root of 9 over 16, well, we can just square the top and the bottom of the fraction. So square root of 9 is 3, and square root of 16 is 4. So the answer is 3/4, 3 over 4. All right, and I've gone through that quite quickly, and there's a lot of information there. So I'm hoping that you will be able to, if you're not sure, go and revise that topic just on its own rather than just watching an exam tutorial. Okay, let's have a look where the marks came from then. So you would have got your first mark if you managed to write down the formula for the inverse and then work out what k was. So you get the first mark for k is 9, and also setting up the correct equation. And then the second mark came from putting that 9 back into this formula here, replacing the k. So writing your final answer as y equals 9 over x squared with no k in the formula. You may have got a mark if you left k in the formula and you had worked out 9 somewhere else. That might have got you both marks. Moving on to the right hand side, you got your first mark for substituting in 16, but you also had to rearrange it down to this point. Okay, so you had to rearrange the equation to get x equals something. Common mistakes were people trying to work out what 9 divided by 16 was. Obviously it's a non-calculator paper. Those are both square numbers. That's why you shouldn't really work them out, because you're going to square root them. So you can do that with square numbers, and you would have got the last mark if you managed to square root 9 and square root 16. Okay, so hopefully that's been useful for you to find out.